Hello and welcome inside the McKenna Center here on the campus of Seton Hill University, as this afternoon we have some women's basketball action for you as the California Vulcans are taking on the Seton Hill Griffins. Hello, my name is Damon Madsen, and alongside me, he's usually our director, but it is an honor and a privilege to be announcing today with Gary Smith. And Gary, these two teams played last Wednesday. Both came out with different results. Of course, California with a big one against Slippery Rock. Seton Hill didn't have quite as good of a game.
Yeah, you know what, Damon? California is starting to heat up at the right time of the season. They have not lost a game since they lost to Seton Hill about a month ago. And on Wednesday night at the Convocation Center, California completely obliterated Slippery Rock by a score of 70-45. Sierra Barrett, 20 points, 8 of 18 from the field, was a force pretty much from the time she laced up her sneakers. And on also Wednesday night, Seton Hill at Gannon, lost at Gannon. A lot of teams lose up at the Hammermill Center, but 62-44, and it looks like it's going to be a collision course this week and into the playoffs between California and Gannon. But we got some business to take care of today because, Damon, last time these two teams played, Seton Hill overcame a 16-point deficit to upset the Vulcans in overtime on a buzzer beater.
That's right. It was a really close game the last time these two met, and you were right. That is the last loss California has had in quite a while, and since then they have been on a roll, and I'm sure they'll be coming in with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder today, trying to get a little bit of revenge for what happened about a month ago.
You know what, Damon? Ever since Seton Hill has joined the PSAC, this has been a nice rivalry between the two schools. California overall has a 10-3 record against the Griffins all time, which may not make it seem like it's a big rivalry, but 3 of those wins have been buzzer beaters and upsets. And even in the game last year, end of the year, Seton Hill had a chance to upset California, which would have knocked California out of probably the ability to host the NCAA regionals as it came out to be. But California, that game, came out, won the game. There was a flu virus going through the team. They came back from a 12-point deficit early in the first half and got the win. And you know what? Talking with Coach Strom on Tuesday at her coach's show that we do at CUTV every week, you know, she said this. She didn't really say it, but you could kind of tell in her comments that, you know, they wanted to take care of avenging that loss because that was a tough loss. She said the team played bad, and, you know, that's what Coach speak. They played well, but Seton Hill just got the jump on them, and we're ready to go here. That's
right. We just got underway as the tip-off has started this game already. So we can see right there, California won it, and Mickey Glenn has a hold of the ball. She's going to pass over to Precious Martin, and they try to get back over to Paige Wright. So California passing it around the perimeter a little bit here. Try to go down low, but they're going to lose the handle on it and then collect it back in as Precious Martin has it back over to Paige Wright.
And we saw this last time against Seton Hill. They're coming out in the zone defense trying to limit the inside looks, and didn't matter there.
No, not at all. Tara Parsons right there found the open look and got the 2 points to fall.
And we didn't mention in the last game, Mickey Glenn went off 32 points against his team as we have a fast break.
And there's Sierra Barrett stealing it away. She goes straight to the basket, an easy layup. So California coming out with a lot of speed so far.
And that's the athleticism, the athletic advantage California has over most teams. It just the wing players just so long, they're going to deny passes, and tips lead to turnovers.
Right there, that's Gill bringing it up for Seton Hill. She passes out to Wells, who takes a shot for 3, no good, and rebounded by California. Mickey Glenn brings it up. Looking to pass, but she goes ahead and shoots it anyway. Rebound collected in there by Tara Parsons. And we're going to get a whistle here, and we're going to get a foul call on Seton Hill.
And we saw in that possession, we talked a little bit off camera before the game. You know, California, last couple games as in match, are switching up their defense. They've been putting a Mickey Glenn type or a guard type against the post player. And we saw at that time she was on a bigger player, didn't have the athleticism, made the steal, turnover, led to a basket attempt on the other end.
Here on the inbounds, they go out to Paige Wright. Long three-point attempt. No good. It's rebounded in by Seton Hill. Bringing it up once again is Gill. She tries to go down low real quickly to Kaufman, who has it. Guarded well by Tara Parsons. First shot, no good. She tries to get the second shot, no good as well. Rebounded by California this time.
And I tell you what, Damon, I'll get to that point in a second.
Now we see Precious Martin, real quick pass up the court. Her shot's no good. It's rebounded by Seton Hill.
That last possession, Tara Parsons' defense was textbook. You want to send that to all coaches. She got position and didn't leave, so there's another turnover.
That's another steal for California. Mickey Glenn has it, trying to get the handle on, and then she gives it over to Precious Martin. A pass right there, trying to get fancy with it. No good, though. Seton Hill's going to have it as it goes out of bounds.
And even though that play didn't result in points, that's why you have Mickey Glenn out there. She might be the best player in Division II basketball. If not, she's in the conversation. A little bit of a wonky play, bad hop on the basketball. Very calmly, got a pass and an unselfish pass underneath. Just a little bit too much mustard, or would have been an easy layup. But California coming out on fire here in the early first 2 minutes of the game.
She definitely uses her skills to her advantage as much as possible, as we see Seton Hill with it now. Kaufman dribbling around the three-point line. She gives it over as Wells has it. She passes all the way back out. She goes over, and then over on the far side, down low again, stolen away by California once again. Mickey Glenn has it. That steal was by Sierra Barrett. Glenn, down low to Parsons. Parsons out to Precious Martin just below the foul line, and she gets the 2 points to fall.
And quickly, a timeout for Seton Hills. California up 6-0, and honestly, Damon, it could be at least 12-0, 15-0, because California has been getting the open looks. The zone defense that Seton Hill has come out in has not really affected California. And on defense, and we talk every week with Coach Strom, the coach's show, I think she would rather win a game 10-0 just because her defense is so dominant than win like 100-70 shootout, because she knows defense wins championships, because that's what pretty much led them to the NCAA title last year. Defense will win championships. Their defense leads to transitions, which leads to easy points on the other end.
And both these teams do put a big emphasis on defense. Of course, California, though, executing it well so far. Seton Hill has just not been able to match the speed and skill of California so far in this one, and the score results in that.
And this is crunch time in the season. There's only 4 games total, 3 after this game is concluded around 3 o'clock today. California, IP, Gannon, and Edinburgh have already clinched PSAC playoff berths. So the top 6 teams get in. But you want to get one of those top 2 seeds because, A, you get a bye, get some players rested up, because we have California has a couple players on the bench, Abby Sporio and Natalia Costles dinged up in the last couple weeks, so you get a chance to get them healthy. But also, the regional rankings come out Tuesday, and you think California, Gannon, and IP are going to be in that conversation. So we saw what happened last year when California hosted.
Yeah, they had obviously a good run when they hosted, getting that seed. There's a shot here by Seton Hill. That one's Laszlo. It's no good, and rebounded by California. Seton Hill still has yet to get on the board. Mickey Glenn controlling the offense as usual for the Vulcans, trying to set it up. Down to Parsons. Parsons takes a quick shot for 2. No good, and it's going to be rebounded by Seton Hill.
And even though that basket didn't fall, California getting a lot of good looks on the Seton Hill defense.
And this is Gill holding on to it. She's guarded well, but she gets down low, and Seton Hill finally has their first points of the afternoon as Laszlo gets 2.
And that's what they did last time against California. They were to get Laszlo and also another post player, Cha-Cha Williams, to get some backdoor cuts, and that's what fueled their comeback last time. So hopefully California can make some adjustments.
And Paige Wright has it, and then back over to Mickey Glenn, and out to Sierra Barrett. California using that passing their advantage. Paige Wright fakes out, takes a shot for 2, and she gets it to fall. Paige Wright has her first 2 of the afternoon.
And I tell you what, that was a reputation basket, because Seton Hill knows she has a green light to go behind the arc anytime. Little pump fake, got the defender up in the air, took a dribble in, and an easy mid-range jumper for Paige Wright.
And then Gill and Wells playing catch with the ball, and then they go down low. Another opening for Seton Hill. That shot is no good for Kaufman, and it's going to go out of bounds and be California's ball.
Yeah, like I said, Damon, that's what Seton Hill likes to do. I think they're trying to get take California's aggressiveness against them, get those backdoor cuts, and try and lead to easy layups. What happened in the game about 3 or 4 weeks ago in the Convocation Center when Seton Hill made the comeback, California had some foul trouble. Some players were unavailable for that game, so rotation was a little bit different than normal in that game, so something to watch.
We'll see if they have that player down low to guard against that here future into the game, as we see Parsons take a shot for 2, and she gets it to fall. Another open look, and Shatara Parsons takes advantage of it.
And that might have been in the footprints of Paige Wright's jumper. That was a great look by Shatara. She's had about 3 or 4 great looks, and nice to see one hit the bottom of the net.
And Gill guarded by 2 California defenders right there, and it is stolen away by Parsons. She gets it up to Mickey Glenn. She tries to get up to the basket. She stops up, loses a little bit of control on the ball. It's going to go out of bounds, and the initial signal is going to say it's California's ball.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, because I don't think any of the refs had a really clear look, because we're standing pretty much right above where this happened, and I couldn't tell you if I was in a court of law if it went off of Mickey Glenn or the Seton Hill player, but California's going to get possession with 25 seconds on the shot clock, and again, defense led to that opportunity.
And a good break, California being able to keep a hold of that possession. Mickey Glenn's going to inbound it back to the top of the key. She gives it to Sierra Barrett, and then she gets it back here. And we see the new player on the court there for California, Morgan Jennings, over to Wright, and then down over to Parsons. Passing clinic going on right now for the Vulcans. Morgan Jennings, down low to Sierra Barrett. She bumps the player, goes to the basket, and we get a whistle. And it looks like it's going to possibly be a foul that's going to be on Seton Hill right there.
I tell you what, anytime you see Sierra Barrett go into the lane like that, it's going to either be in or a foul, because she doesn't miss those if it's an open shot. But that's what California does so well. They can hurt you so many different ways. Post play, perimeter shooting, passing. It's just fun to watch.
So Sierra Barrett will go to the line after that foul. She is 55.3% on the season so far, and her first shot is not going to go.
Yeah, that's a weird number because every time we talk about that, when the first foul shot comes up, you say she's shooting 55%. She doesn't have the form of a 55% foul shooter.
And she's more of a down-low post player. She gets those layups for you. Gets sent to the line occasionally when she goes toward the basket. That second shot does fall, so Sierra Barrett now has 3 points so far in the afternoon. 11-2 score here for California with 5:19 remaining in the first quarter. There's that defense again. California trying to guard against Seton Hill, and we're going to get a whistle right here. And this one is going to be a foul on California.
Yeah, that's Sierra Barrett. They run in the high trap trying to disrupt the Seton Hill coming across the timeline, but just got a little bit too much hip into the player, and ref's going to call that 90% of the time.
The inbound's tipped right there by Mickey Glenn. It goes back to the player that was inbounding it right there. That was Green, who's on the court for Seton Hill. As this ball goes out of bounds off of California, so Seton Hill is going to hold possession.
Yeah, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but California's defense is just, their speed is off the chart early going here.
The inbounds, Green gets it back right off of that. She tries to work her way around, try to find an opening right here. Gill has it, guarded by Jennings. She goes to the basket, tipped by Jennings there. Kaufman picks it back up, goes straight to the basket, and her layup attempt no good, and we're going to get a whistle right here, and it's going to be on Seton Hill, I believe.
That's correct. Sierra Barrett had position and offensive player control foul. It's going to be a charge and turnover for Seton Hill, and that's already going to be the third team foul here in the first quarter for Seton Hill. So, 4:58 left to go. Seton Hill could be putting California in the bonus, and when you're down 9 to a team as good as California, you can't do that.
Especially if a player like Mickey Glenn gets the opportunity to go to the free throw line. She usually makes her shots when she gets the opportunity to. And she has the ball right now. Guarded right there. Paige Wright for a deep three-point shot attempt. It's good. Paige Wright for three.
Just going to call her green light Paige Wright because she every time she has beyond the arc and open shot, she has the green light to go, and she is heating up at the right time of the season.
There's the aggressive defense again by California. Seton Hill somehow gets it down low to Mifsud, and she takes a shot for three, and she answers back to Paige Wright.
I tell you what, give Lindsay Mifsud some pretty good props because that was a broken play, and she made the best out of it.
And she got a little bit of an opening right there and was able to just take that shot. Paige Wright has it again for California. Down low to Sierra Barrett, works her way around for the layup attempt, and it's good. Sierra Barrett already on up to 5 points today.
She gets that step, she's going to go, and I tell you what, she is a master at getting that off-balance layup.
Now Gill once again guarded by two defenders, gets it down low, then back out. Real quick passing here for Seton Hill, and that shot's no good, and it's going to go out of bounds. That shot was taken by Kaufman, and California is going to get possession right back.
I tell you what, Dame, I like what California's doing on defense. You have Sierra Barrett, Shatara Parsons, and Morgan Jennings denying the pass at midcourt. That's going to affect the passing lanes. Then you got Mickey Glenn and the back end. I mean, she's basically a coach, smart player down there. She's going to cut off angles, and her speed can make up for if she's out of position, the 1% that she may be out of position on that. So it's just beautiful to watch.
And this is Tara Parsons taking another shot for two from that corner. It's going to be no good. Rebounded by Seton Hill. Gill brings it up. Goes down. Let's tip it once again. Mickey Glenn has it again for California. Gets it up to Parsons. Going to the basket. And her layup attempt is good. And she fell down a little awkwardly there, but she gets back up.
Yeah, Morgan Jennings got hit in transition right there.
And quickly up the court, Seton Hill comes in a layup attempt. It doesn't fall right there for Oberfuel. So California taking advantage of these rebounds and bringing it right back up the court. They're up 18-5 right now as Tara Parsons takes a shot for two. Another one falls.
And they're having fun out there right now, Damon. We saw them when we came in to set up. I mean, they were having fun. They were laughing. They were relaxed. They were waving at us, setting up. I mean, that's what you want to see. You want to see a team that's confident, relaxed, because if you're tense and think this is the biggest game of your life, you're not going to play well. You just can't do it.
That's certainly resulting on the court as there's another steal for California right there. A little scrum for the ball, but coming out with it is Mickey Glenn. Guarded by two defenders. She shifts around to the far side of the court. Gives it to Morgan Jennings for three. No good, and it's rebounded by Seton Hill. That's Green right there.
Another good look, though, for California. They're doing a great job of their passing, getting their offensive players in good position for shots.
And Kaufman wide open for three. Her shot is going to be no good and rebounded by Sierra Barrett. Again, the shots are just not falling right now for Seton Hill. Mickey Glenn gives it over to Paige Wright, fakes the three, goes in for two. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Parsons and goes out of bounds off of her arm right there. So Seton Hill is going to get possession back.
And once again, that was just a little head fake from Paige Wright. She knows that the scouting report on her has to be she's a three-point threat. that was a transition opportunity. Glenn gets it to Paige Wright, little head fake. Good look, just didn't fall. And I'd like to see the stats here because California's got to be shooting in the neighborhood of 65% here in the first quarter.
They definitely should be in the steals category, too. I'd like to see how many of those they have already. I would think they're close to double digits at this point already in the first quarter. Bringing it up for Seton Hill. That's Hay, giving it over to Kaufman. Kaufman guarded by Mickey Glenn. Gives it over to Green. Green driving to the basket. And her layup attempt, good right there. Aggressive play by Green, paying off.
Tell you what, that's a great job. She absorbed contact and still got a quality shot up. So good job for her to get Seton Hill to try and get back in this game because you don't want to let a team like California get too far ahead or you're not going to come back 2 times a year against California being down 16 points. I'll say it right now.
Got to keep that momentum for California. As there's Sierra Barrett, her shot going off the bottom of the backboard. It's going to roll out of bounds, and that one was off of Gill, so California will keep possession as Paige Wright and Gill fighting for that ball. An awkward shot by Sierra Barrett right there.
Yeah, and a great job of Paige Wright to know the situation that if it goes out of bounds, it's going to be a turnover. She got a hand on the ball, knocked it off the Seton Hill player, and possession for California and a foul there in the loose court, or loose ball foul in the far court.
Mickey Glenn getting tripped up right there. We'll see who this foul is on. It's going to be on number 3, Green right there. Mickey Glenn just trying to find her opening going towards the top of the key. She'll inbound it right here. Gives it to Parsons and back to Glenn. Dribbles around those much taller players between 3 defenders. Her shot, though, no good. Rebounded by Seton Hill and then thrown out of bounds, but they're going to say it went off of Paige Wright on its way out.
Yeah, and she almost picked the pocket there on that transition play by Seton Hill. Good job of Mickey Glenn getting to the lane, didn't get the pass to fall, but even when the offense isn't successful, they're still disrupting what Seton Hill's trying to do. That should have been a 4-on-2 fast break.
As Gill coming up with it for Seton Hill. Gives it back out to Hay. Hay goes over. Good pass right there, but the shot no good for Laszlo. So California bringing it back up the court, up by 13. 1 minute remaining here in this first quarter. As Jennings gives over. That shot right there is for Suckling, no good. It's rebounded by Sierra Barrett. Her shot also no good. She can't believe it, and Seton Hill gets it back.
And I think she was just too wide open there. She got that rebound, and sometimes that's the hardest shot to take is the wide open shot underneath.
There's aggressive defense for California, and it's going to result in another turnover as Gill just threw it out of bounds. She was trying to get rid of that ball. She almost lost it to the 2 defenders guarding her.
And again, this is the most aggressive I've seen California so far. It's tough whenever I'm in the truck. Don't really get a sense for what's going on, but it seems like they're really making a point to just disrupt Seton Hill as soon as they get out past midcourt.
And that fast pace they run has always worked for them this year, but it seems to be even more effective today. Mickey Glenn just holding on to the basketball right now. There's a 10-second difference between shot clock and game clock as it ticks down to 8 seconds on the shot clock. Glenn trips up right there, and they're going to call a foul on Seton Hill here.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of a groan from the Seton Hill fans just to our right, but that's a pretty clear-cut foul. Mickey Glenn had a step and took a hip check from Seton Hill's Alexandra Hay, and she had a good game against California last time. I mean, it was Hay and Misford and Laszlo that did the most bulk of damage, but Damon, Mickey Glenn on the line, she went into the game Wednesday night 4 foul shots away from setting the all-time Cal mark for foul shooting, and now she needs 3. She was 1 of 2. We thought it was going to happen Wednesday, never went to the line.
No, she didn't get very many opportunities at the line in that game on Wednesday, so she has a chance to break that record here as there's 1 to count for it, so she's 2 away now from that record.
And that's amazing because, I mean, she's a junior. Like I said, she's probably, if she's not the best player in D2 basketball right now, she's in the conversation and will continue to be at the head of that conversation going into next year, and just a great accolade if it happens today for Mickey Glenn.
And she's now only 1 away as she makes both of her shots, and on the season, incredible 89.7% from the stripe right there. So Seton Hill just trying any way to get back into this game. There's Hay with another shot for 2. Rebound, there's a scrum for it, and Sierra Barrett came up with it, but she just tossed it out of bounds, so Seton Hill will keep possession.
Yeah, and Sierra Barrett was kind of in no man's land, so to speak, in that corner because she was surrounded. She didn't want to call a timeout. Coach Strom hates calling timeouts, so she doesn't have to. So lesser 2 evils that time might have been throwing it out of bounds, play some defense. That's what Coach Strom liked. Throw it out of bounds, take some defense, and go into the second quarter on a high note.
Yeah, Seton Hill only has 5 seconds left before the quarter does end. And there's a fake going straight to the basket. Good play right there by Oberfuel as she gets the 2 to fall just before the end of the first quarter.
I tell you what, Damon, that was a nice little set play from the inbounds pass, a little fake cut to the lane and drop step in for an easy layup. But that's been about the only highlight for Seton Hill. California, Damon, has come out on fire, 22-9 in the first quarter. I don't even know what to say. I mean, the defense has been on point, aggressive. I mean, obviously, as we mentioned at the beginning of the telecast, they want to continue this role. The last loss they had was to Seton Hill in an upset, and that was at the end of a pretty rough stretch. California was being taken to limit into the crossover games. They lost the game at East Stroudsburg that they probably feel they should have won. Obviously, they feel they should have won the Seton Hill game. I mean, if you look at their record, they're 17-5 overall. They easily could be 19-3 or 18-2, and they're hitting stride, I think, at the right time of the year. We got 1 week next week, and then senior night on February 24th, and then hopefully that Saturday a bye, and then right into the PSAC second round.
Yeah, and they are clicking on all cylinders, especially here today. I mean, you usually can pick out one or two things they may be doing wrong, but so far today, you really can't. And that's the way you want to be going into the playoffs. And, I mean, there's not very much separation between California and IUP, so that top spot is still up for grabs, and California's got to play well in order to hold on to that spot.
Yeah, this next week, including today's game, and even going into actually the last 4 games are going to be tough because you have Gannon at Gannon, never an easy place to play. You have Edinboro at home on senior night, in which California went up to Edinboro and suffered a loss up there. Actually, take back, that was their last loss. It was at Edinboro. I forgot that was a week later. Got my weeks mixed up when I was looking at the schedule. So there's no easy games left, and like I said, there's going to be one good team that has to play that first Saturday in the PSAC playoffs.
And California hoping they are going to get that week off and able to rest up their players like you said earlier. So Seton Hill gets the inbounds to start the second quarter. They'll try to gain a little bit of traction, maybe get back into this game. And there's a wide open look for Wells. Her shot for 3, no good, but it's rebounded by Seton Hill. They get a fresh shot clock. Down low here, Oberfuel gets the layup for 2. She ended the first quarter with 2 points. She starts the second quarter with 2 more.
Yeah, that's pretty good for Seton Hill because, you got a quick 4-0 run at the end of a quarter and the beginning of the next quarter. If you're Seton Hill, you want to capitalize on that, play defense, and force California to take some low percentage shots because they've been hitting everything they've been putting up.
And we see kind of a little bit of a different look. The defense being a little more aggressive for Seton Hill. Still the zone scheme, though. Mickey Glenn dribbles around, guarded by 2 defenders, gets it out to Paige Wright. Shot clock down to 5. They're going to have to shoot it here. Parsons goes up. Her shot falls, and she is also fouled. That's a big play right there.
I tell you what, that is just great patience, California. Working around the zone. They're looking to shoot first from the perimeter to break that zone. Nothing doing. They just passed around the zone. It's Tara Parsons just taking a pass and skying on that baseline. I tell you what, when she gets into full flight, and we talk about it sometimes, you see so many defenders mimic the traveling sign because they can't believe that she can get by that quickly because she's a tall player. She misses the foul shot, but just such great athleticism for California on that front court.
And that foul was on Oberfuel right there for Seton Hill that sent Tara Parsons to the line off of her shot. Now this is Kaufman dribbling towards the basket along the baseline. It's no good. She gets her own rebound, though, and then fresh shot clock as well. Mifsud gives it over to Wells. She's guarded there by Sierra Barrett, and back over. Kaufman back to Wells. Seton Hill can't seem to find that underneath pass they like to use as Wells loses the handle on it, and it's going to go out of bounds, and California gets the ball back.
And that's a possession that'll make head coaches grow gray as I look over to the Seton Hill bench. I mean, that's an unforced error. The pass was right there. It was only about a 5-foot pass. They were doing a good job of trying to extend California's defense with the passing and then just a turnover. And then they're going to give California a chance to hopefully extend this lead.
Yeah, those turnovers are the ones that California seems to be capitalizing on to give them this lead. Sierra Barrett aggressive to the basket there. She was defended well, tried to go to Shatara Parsons. It'll go out of bounds off of Seton Hill. So Mickey Glenn will get the chance to inbound it here.
Yeah, with a 24-11 lead, 8:20 left to go in the second quarter, you got to feel good about California the way they've come out here in the first half.
Mickey Glenn going way out to the top of the key there. That's Parsons with it, and she'll just hand it back over to Mickey Glenn. Glenn doesn't have many points other than those foul shots. Paige Wright takes a 3-point shot attempt, rebounded by Parsons, and she loses the handle on it as well as it goes out of bounds. So a couple of players just not able to hang on to that basketball today.
Yeah, I think that might have went off her big toe of her right foot because she had it. She was getting ready to back in underneath the lane, and just a tough break there for California.
And Hay tries to get a pass off. She doesn't. It's stolen away right there by Jennings. Jennings brings it up, tries to get it to Sierra Barrett. It's blocked away by Hay, but California holds possession. Mickey Glenn gets it back at the top of the top half of the court right there. Parsons Wanted to dribble to the basket, didn't go that way. Sierra Barrett now aggressively going towards for the layup attempt, and once again, Sierra Barrett using that dominance to get that 2 points.
I mean, it's almost unfair because she has the ability, she has the talent, she has the jumping ability. I mean, you get in that low post in a step, it's easy points.
There's a foul call right there on California. That one's going to go against Shatara Parsons, her first of the afternoon. And it's worth noting, too, the two post players for California are their leading scorers right now. Shatara Parsons has 10, and Sierra Barrett has 7. So they're establishing the defense, and then they just get those easy layups underneath the basket and the open shot looks.
And I tell you what, as well as they've been playing on defense, there's a chance they could both have double-doubles or in the neighborhood of double-doubles by the end of the first half.
Right here, this is Wells dribbling with it. She falls down, almost loses possession. And now they're going to call a travel on her. She was trying to get rid of that basketball, so California will get the ball.
And I think that's the right call. Referee Ken McLean was standing right there. Really wasn't a lot of contact. Player went down, and then, sometimes the ref will give you a little bit of leeway when you roll over, but she kind of rolled over and slid, and that's going to get the traveling violation 9 times out of 10.
And there's a whistle. Shatara Parsons had the ball, and I think that might be a violation against California.
3-second violation. She was camped out in the zone, and that's a rare call you see, but I think that was the right one because even whenever they were setting the offense, I'm like, she's been down there a little bit too long, and you can guarantee that's something that the Seton Hill bench was chirping at too.
Yeah, I haven't seen that call at all this season yet, so there's the first for this year. That is a shot by Seton Hill for 2. That is Torres right there for Seton Hill. And the Seton Hill announcer thought it was for 3, but they did say it was for 2. Her foot was on the line that time, so California brings it back. Jennings will have it over to Glenn, back to Paige Wright, then back to Jennings. Sierra Barrett fighting hard underneath right there, trying to find an opening. Paige Wright, back over to Mickey Glenn. Glenn trying to dribble around her defenders, going to the basket, and that is going to be a foul against her as Seton Hill's defenders' feet were set underneath the basket right there.
Yeah, good position by Mariah Wells underneath, but I think they also got Mickey Glenn. She kind of dipped that right shoulder, almost like a fullback going through the line, and that's going to be a turnover. And I tell you what, Seton Hill, they're down 13, but they, I believe in my math, they're up. It's either 4-4 or 4-2 starting in the second quarter, so they've done a good job of trying to weather that storm here against California early in this second quarter.
Yeah, they played better defense, that's for sure. Right now, that's a shot underneath for Green. It's no good. Rebounded by California. Mickey Glenn hasn't found a shot attempt yet tonight that's fallen for her. Like I said before, she has the 2 free throw attempts that have fallen. But other than that, she's been kept off the score sheet. Jennings gives it over to Sierra Barrett. Barrett waiting, trying to find an opening. Goes back out to Jennings and then over to Glenn. Glenn, shot clock down to 6 here. California's going to have to hurry up. Jennings for a long 3-point shot attempt. No good. Rebounded by Seton Hill as Paige Wright aggressively tried to steal that away. Quickly back comes Seton Hill. This is Torres going to the basket. She takes a shot for 2 and over 2 defenders, gets it to fall.
That was a impressive little shot by Torres in transition, crawling that pass and little head fake and got the shot to go. Not an easy shot by any stretch of the imagination.
Seton Hill now down by 11, 26-15, 5:13 left here in the second quarter. Mickey Glenn gets it back over. Parsons fakes the pass, goes straight to the basket instead. Her layup attempt, no good. Gets her own rebound. Second shot attempt, good. Shatara Parsons.
She was not going to be denied that time. Great job of staying with the loose ball off the missed shot and backed in. A few plays ago, she tried the same thing. That time she was able to make it work, and California stops the little bit of Seton Hill's head, and there's another turnover.
Another errant pass as Mickey Glenn just stole that away as Seton Hill gave it to her for the most part. Gives it over to Paige Wright, thought about 3, and then she gives it to Glenn for 3, and it falls. Mickey Glenn finally has her first field goal of the night.
And you could almost play Nostradamus there. I could see in the future there. As soon as she got that 3-point shot off in transition, you knew about 10 feet from her hand it was going down. Great work by California in transition.
And Hay gives it over here to Torres for Seton Hill. Tries to get a moving screen right there. She can't get it as it's stolen away once again. Shatara Parsons going straight to the basket, and she is fouled hard on her way to the basket there by Torres.
And quickly, teammates over to Seek. She's been playing, wouldn't say hurt, but she's been taking a lot of contact last couple games. It's not unusual to see her hitting the floor 2 or 3 times a game, so looks like she's up and making it back to the California bench. We've reached our first time out here in the second quarter, and Damon, if you're watching at home on CUTV or on YouTube on CUTV, you notice we have one camera angle with our both of ourselves and our camera people, Mike Mays and Ryan Kaufman. Reason the truck is not at Seton Hill, the way the campus is, you can see from the camera shots, kind of a smaller gym, not a lot of parking. Where the truck would have parked is under about, I'd say, 5 inches of snow out there and mud underneath. And we're a good friend of ours, Jason Green, the Seton Hill SID. I didn't feel like saying, Jason, we got our truck stuck. So we're with one camera here at Greensburg, Seton Hill. Nice facility here, smaller gym. Fans sit right on top of you, and this place gets loud. It really gets loud whenever both teams are fighting back and forth.
Well, I know my first shoot 2 years ago when the first time I ever got the chance to announce here on CUTV, we got to see two great games where this place was just bumping. As the women's game, I know, was a buzzer beater. Seton Hill beat California 2 years ago off of that. And then the men's game, California made, I would think, it was a 15, 20-point comeback to get the win. So I have heard this place when it's pretty loud, and it is definitely a nice facility for basketball, even though it's not the biggest, and we weren't able to bring the truck today.
Yeah, it's a smaller facility. And like I said, the big thing about this gym is the fans are right on top of you, and you can actually fit more people in here with the track above and around. So, I mean, the seating itself probably seats about 800, maybe 1,000, but you could probably fit another 500, 600 standing room only if you ever needed to. And I can imagine in that situation, this place would be just incredible with the noise. Low ceiling as well, nowhere for the noise to go and back down. But back to action with 2 foul shots for Tara Parsons.
And her first shot attempt is no good. Tara Parsons on the season from the free throw line at 48.2%. She gets fouled quite often, but she has only made about half of her shots. That time, second one no good, but it's rebounded by California as Precious Martin got the rebound. You saw Mickey Glenn and Paige Wright had to run all the way back to the other side of the court. They didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, that was just a great individual effort by Precious Martin running down that rebound. You don't see that happen on a foul shot that often.
Paige right here on the near side, tries to pass it back down low to Sierra Barrett. We're going to get a whistle, and that foul is going to go against Seton Hill.
Yeah, Christiana Green for Seton Hill. She was cutting underneath. I think it was Tara Parsons, and that's just going to get a foul as the two players got tangled. That's going to send, I believe, Green to the bench, yes, in place of Hannah Laszlo. And I tell you what, David, this second quarter, Seton Hill's tried to do a better job of limiting California's cutting and passing underneath, and it seemed to help, but they have no answer for offensive rebounds and layups like that and transition baskets.
Right, like that, Sierra Barrett gets another 2 points. She's already up to 9 on the afternoon, and Tara Parsons has 12 as well. So those two players once again having big games. There's Seton Hill has it right here. Mifsud gives it over to Coffin. She goes straight to the basket at an open lane. Her shot, though, no good. It's knocked out of bounds, though, by, they're going to say it's California's ball. I thought for sure Precious Martin knocked that out.
Well, I think you're right, but I think on the other hand, I think Misfit may have taken 5 or 6 steps. That might have been one of those referees quickly correcting maybe an error. And I tell you what, the refs, I give them credit. That's a tough job they have out there, and they're right more often than not.
Yeah, the give and take game, you can usually see that in almost any sport. We just saw that right there here for California. This pass is over to Paige Wright. She thought about 3 maybe, but she wasn't quite that open. Sierra Barrett has it. Goes straight to the basket once again. Didn't get the spin to fall, though, and Seton Hill has it.
Just a little too strong for Sierra. She had the step and just a little too much muscle on the glass.
Nifsa trying to get around Sierra Barrett, bringing it up the court. She finally does. Gets it over to Torres. Guarded aggressively by Parsons. She goes back to the basket once again for that shot for 2. No good. Rebounded by California. Quickly up the court, Glenn gets it to Parsons, who was going straight to the basket wide open, and she gets another 2-point layup to fall.
2 words for that, court vision. Mickey Glenn saw Tara Parsons streaking and just a pass right on the numbers and taking a stride, and nothing you can do against that.
There's Gill driving to the basket for Seton Hill. Her first shot attempt, no good. Well, a jump ball. Possession favors California.
And I tell you what, Damon, it just seems like it was a few minutes ago with 2:36. I mean, California up 35-15. Seton Hill made about a 6-0 run, and it looked like they were coming back, and just all of a sudden California is just putting the hammer down, a couple threes, couple transition baskets, and Seton Hill looks like they're in shock basically.
Yeah, this speed game is definitely have them wandering around the court, wondering what is going on, trying to keep track of all the players for California, especially down low underneath the post. As Paige Wright has it in this possession for California. Back over to Mickey Glenn, who's wide open for a 3 look. A little too strong, no good. It's rebounded by Precious Martin and sent back out to Mickey Glenn.
These offensive rebound numbers, Damon, we're going to get at halftime. We're going to be astronomical in favor of California. They have to be. This is unreal.
This is Tara Parsons for 2. Her shot also no good, and it's rebounded by Seton Hill this time. Mifsud has it. Brings it up. Wells Down low to Kaufman, who goes to the basket, and she gets her layup to fall for 2, her first couple points of the afternoon. Now California, again, comfortably in the lead, but they don't want to let Seton Hill get back in with that momentum once again. Precious Martin has it, goes for a three-point shot attempt, air ball, so Seton Hill will pick it up.
Don't really see Precious take too many threes. I think that might have been tipped just a little bit, a contested three on the wing.
And that lefty shot right there, we usually see her down low getting the layups. As there's an errant pass for Seton Hill, but it's picked up by Gill, sent down low. This is Oberfuel trying to work around Shatara Parsons, and she does and gets the layup.
And I tell you what, Oberfuel's a nice basketball player in that low post. She has pretty good size underneath there, but she also has good movement. I mean, I know she's had a knee issue in the past. She wears a pretty big brace on her right knee, but it doesn't seem to be hampering her in this game one bit.
And she's been able to spin around Shatara Parsons a couple of times so far this afternoon. Paige Wright has an open look for 3. A little too strong, rebounded by Sierra Barrett, swatted out of her hands, still in bounds, and it's going to go off of Sierra Barrett. So Seton Hill starting to gain a little traction again here.
I tell you what, that was a little bit of a crazy play down at the end. As Sierra Barrett had the ball, it was kind of slapped from behind, and somehow she was able to get a hand on it, and unfortunately went out of bounds. But some hard basketball underneath for both these teams. It was under a minute to play here in the first half.
Yeah, 45 seconds left here in the first half. Seton Hill has possession right now. Mifsud bringing it up. Passes it over to Kaufman. Kaufman driving the baseline, going for a layup attempt. Her shot no good, but she was fouled right there, so she'll get the chance to go to the line.
Yeah, that's going to send Jenna Kaufman to the line for 2 shots, and Seton Hill quietly has had a 4-0 run here. It was 35-15, now it's 35-19 with a chance for 2 more. And on the season, Jenna Kaufman is about 68% from the charity stripe.
Seton Hill, once again, as her first free throw attempt does fall. Once, just like the first quarter, gaining a little bit of traction here right near the end of the quarter. They'd like to see that probably continue into the next half and spread throughout the quarter, but they just gained traction right here at the end of these quarters, it seems.
And she made the second one to make it 35-21. It wouldn't surprise me to see with 37 seconds, California take this shot clock almost down to the end, make a basket, and only leave Seton Hill with like 6 seconds left to go, because you don't want to have Seton Hill going into the halftime with any momentum. California's had complete domination here in the first half, and you don't want to let anybody off the mat, to use a boxing metaphor.
That's just what Mickey Glenn's doing. She's trying to wear this clock down as much as she can. It's down to 8 seconds to shoot. There's a long 3 attempt for Paige Wright. No good. Rebounded by Sierra Barrett. So the shot clock is off as there's a collision as Mickey Glenn. I'm trying to see who that was for Seton Hill. That looks like Wells going after the ball as they collided. So we got a whistle right there, and I believe that foul is going to go on Wells.
Yeah, that was a 50-50 ball, but Wells got a little bit too much of Mickey Glenn, and thankfully both players got up, and California's going to have about 10 seconds left. They're going to get the last shot here of the first half, and basically they were able to kill the last 37 seconds, so exactly what they needed to do at the end of the half here.
It'd be good to see them get some points before half. Mickey Glenn pulling up for 2. It's no good and rebounded by Seton Hill. They have a chance to just lob one up there. Wells' shot just in front of the basket, as it'll be no good. So here at the end of the half, Gary, what do you think? California gave Seton Hill a little momentum, but they're still in control.
Yeah, and you know what? We saw that at the end of the first quarter, too. Seton Hill made a little bit of run, but, California's ahead 35-21, 14-point lead going to the halftime. And you know what? Transition defense has been working. Seton Hill made some adjustments on their defensive end to kind of limit California, but, it's going to be tough for Seton Hill. I don't think they have the athleticism to go against California for a full 40 minutes here. And I think, I'd like to think that loss that California was handed to by Seton Hill a month ago when they came back from 16 down was an anomaly and not what's going to happen here. As a California fan, I'm pretty encouraged by what I saw here. They're keeping the hammer down, and hopefully going to halftime, adjust 1 or 2 things, and come out here and finish this thing off the right way.
So we will take a break for halftime. When we come back, we'll have the second half of this game. It's California up 35-21. We'll be back in a little bit here on CUTV.
With Cal U's 6 on-campus residence halls and Vulcan Village's garden-style apartment complex, University Housing offers the very best value in service, convenience, privacy, and security. On-campus students will have easy access to classrooms, the newly renovated Natali Student Center, and a variety of activities across campus. University Housing Properties includes all utilities, Other common amenities to all properties are fully furnished rooms, high-def cable TV, high-speed Wi-Fi access, and live-in professional staff. Vulcan Village also includes a full kitchen and laundry room. The property has a 24/7 fitness center, convenient shuttle service, and an outdoor seasonal saltwater pool. Model rooms and tours are available. Stop in the University Housing Office or contact us by phone or email to learn more.
And we are back here inside the McKenna Centers. We're getting ready for second half action between the California Vulcans and the Seton Hill Griffins. And Gary, we actually have now some stats to put in with all the showing that we saw on the court here in the first half.
Yeah, and I tell you what, these numbers are surprising in some ways and unsurprising in other ways. First, California is led in the first half in scoring by Shatara Parsons with 14 points, and Sierra Barrett had 9 points. Mickey Glenn had only 5 points, and I say only because last time she had 32, and you're used to saying Mickey Glenn's going to have 20 points sometimes in a half, but, Seton Hill, I think, came out and said, we're not going to let Mickey Glenn beat us, but, California's cast of characters, Tara Parsons and Sierra Barrett, more than making up for that. Paige Wright has 5, and then the other player for California to score was Precious Martin with 2 for Seton Hill. Kinross Oberfuel had 6. She led the team in only 9 minutes of play, so just a little under half of the first half. And then a couple players for Seton Hill had 4 points. Now, where California really dominated was on the glass. Total rebounds, California 24, Seton Hill 15. But the breakdown of that, defensive rebounds, California and Seton Hill were even with 14 apiece. But California out-rebounding Seton Hill 10-1 offensive boards. That's basically 10 second half or second chance points. And we really thought that that number could be higher, but sometimes if the ball's deflected, it doesn't all the time become a rebound in the stats. But California dominating the glass. They shot 40.5% from the field, and really for the first probably 14 minutes of the game, they were up over 60%. Seton Hill 37%. And on the other hand, they kind of brought that number up. So California, if you're a California fan, did a great job of establishing dominance in the first half, and now in the last 20 minutes of the game, hopefully they can finish this off and make the nice drive back with smiles on their faces.
The stats can be misleading sometimes. California definitely has had the dominance so far. Seton Hill gets the ball to start this second half as they inbound it, and right now with it is Mifsud, but it's stolen away by Glenn once again. She goes to the basket, driving. Her shot no good, but it's rebounded by Parsons, and she puts it home.
And that's just great teamwork right there, because Mickey Glenn, nice little poke check to borrow a hockey phrase, goes up with some contact and just, Tara Parsons there to clean up the mess.
Now Gill going to the basket. She has that ball swatted from behind right there. Will get a whistle, and it looks like it's going to be a foul on Gill as she was driving to the basket.
Yeah, Mickey Glenn had position, outside of the contact circle, and that's going to be a charge violation. And for Seton Hill, 2 possessions here in the first 31 seconds, 2 turnovers.
That was somewhat of a lucky break, too, for California, as Precious Martin was going in to swat that ball. She went over the back just after the charge, actually. So that could have been a foul on her had she not gotten the charge foul. This one out of bounds, and it was last touched by Seton Hill, so California keeps possession. That was Paige Wright trying to get the handle on it.
And I tell you what, Mickey Glenn coming out here in the second half, a lot of fire. Last time I personally could say, she's always been playing great, but there's a couple times when you see really great players that really ramp it up. I remember last year at IEP, pregame, she had a look in her eye, kind of like she has now. We might be seeing her put this team on the shoulder here just to pull away here in the second half.
Sierra Barrett does a little bit of a floater right there. A good touch for 2 as that layup falls. Sierra Barrett now in the double digits. Seton Hill trying to find an answer and get some points to get them going here in the second half, but once again, stolen away. Bad pass right there. Mickey Glenn has it.
And California's defense, like I said, I sound like a broken record. Defense leading to offense. There was a little bit of contact, nothing called, but Seton Hill's going to get a chance here to stop this California run here to start the second half.
Yeah, Seton Hill's coming out with good pressure near the end of the quarters, but nothing to start as there's Kaufman with it. She passes it over right there to Mifsud. She tries to dribble around. She's got 2 defenders under Glenn, and Sierra Barrett with the pressure. Gets it over to Laszlo. She dribbles right around Parsons, goes to the basket and gets the layup. That was some good moves right there by Laszlo.
I tell you what, Laszlo, 6'1" forward from York, PA, and a freshman. So you're going to be seeing her for the next 3 years against California. She's a good-looking player for that Seton Hill Griffin team.
Mickey Glenn taking her time and gives it over to Paige right after she assessed the situation. Gives it over to Sierra Barrett, and then Parsons going to the basket. She is fouled, and she gets the extra shot coming up after the 2 falls for her.
And I tell you what, Damon, that play takes me a flashback to whenever I played basketball. Our coach would always preach You pass, then you cut, and that's what happened. Sarah Parsons passed, and then she cut. She got the return pass, layup, made it. Now a chance for the old school three.
And she gets that old school three. She has 19 points so far in this one. She is having a monster game. Seton Hill bring it up. This is Gill trying to dribble around Precious Martin. Trying to get him a screen right there. She wasn't able to get a very effective one as Wells has it. Almost loses her footing right there. She does lose the ball, picks it back up. Parsons is all over her, and she is going to get a foul called on her after that one. A little bit of contact was made there with Wells.
You know, and Damon Sarah Parsons, as we mentioned, 19 points in this game. That's her second foul. Did not play in this first game. She had to miss that game due to, I believe it was a funeral she had to attend. So she was unavailable. And when you take a double-double, player that averages a double-double off the floor, that makes a difference. And she's definitely coming out, and she's been the difference right now so far for California.
Yeah, she could easily get up into 25-point range as that pass underneath goes to Laszlo, and she has all the points so far for Seton Hill in this quarter.
Yeah, and Laszlo, I tell you what, she's not going to make a lot of people miss, not a lot of shifty moves, but, she's very fundamental. She got the pass in a good spot, made a nice drop step, and there we go, almost another pass and cut there.
Yeah, tried to get a tic-tac-toe passing game going there for California. It's a jump ball. They will hold possession, but that was Paige Wright going down underneath to Sierra Barrett. Again, she tried to get that ball quickly to Parsons, just wasn't able to get it there.
It almost looks like a variation of the old Phil Jackson triangle offense. You got the three players on the side, pass around that triangle, and find a shot or reset the offense.
And the inbounds goes to Sierra Barrett. Mickey Glenn will get it right back once again. She has Precious Martin kind of open over there on the far side. She dribbles around, goes to Sierra Barrett underneath. Barrett driving to the lane, taking a shot. Shot clock down to 1, and we're going to have a buzzer right here as California just ran out of time, but there is a whistle, and I believe there's a foul called on Seton. Actually, no, it's against California.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that I think it was just a shot clock. I think the whistle was just to separate the player, so luckily nothing called right there. As that could have been bad. Could have been any kind. Could have been an injury. Could have been a loose ball foul, but no harm, no foul. We play on.
Yeah, saw a couple players falling down. Wasn't quite sure what happened there. Seton Hill, again, trying to just find an answer for this defense. California is implementing all the pressure.
Kickball.
And there's a kickball right there. That went off of Mickey Glenn's foot as they were trying once again to go underneath to Laszlo, as she's been the most effective player for Seton Hill in the second half.
Yeah, and you definitely see that Laszlo's been the focus point for Seton Hill right now. They're trying to do anything to cut into this lead, and the easiest way is layups, and the easiest way to try and do that is get a post player, dominant post player to make those layups for you. I mean, because they've really had nothing right there. Just superior athleticism by Precious Martin there.
Yeah, that was Gill trying to spin off of the guard by Precious Martin. She was able to spin off, but Precious Martin got right in the way of that inbound, so now they're going to inbound her right in front of Seton Hill's bench as Tara Parsons jumping up and down trying to prevent that. But they do finally get it to Gill and try to set this up here. Gill has it over to Mifsud, who's driving right to the basket, decides not to do that, passes out to Kaufman. Trying to dribble her way around. Thought about going underneath to Gill. Shot clock down to 1, and she just has to lob it up there, and it's going to be no good, and California will get possession, and Parsons is fouled.
And that's another play that's going to cause the coach to go gray, as Misfit didn't need to make that foul, really didn't need to make any kind of a pressure play, as California was going to get possession and in transition. About the only thing that helped that there was that did not allow California to get transition, but that's the third team foul right now, 3.5 minutes into this third quarter, and you don't want to put California on the line to just extend this lead.
They have it now passing down low. Sierra Barrett over to Parsons, down over to Wright, and then back to Glenn. Teams are wearing down the shot clock here in this third quarter. California down to 8 seconds left to shoot on this possession. Parsons takes a shot for 2. No good, rebounded by Seton Hill. Bringing it up the court then. Mifsud tries to fake out Precious Martin, unable to do that. Drives straight to the basket. A little lob layup attempt. No good, rebounded by California. And again, the quick play so far, transition game for both teams. Paige Wright has it, decides to take the shot for 3, and it falls. Paige Wright, sharpshooter right there.
I tell you what, I think she wanted to do the head fake. The player didn't go for it and said, okay, you're going to give me the shot, I'll take it and make you pay. 20-point lead for the Vulcans.
And Paige Wright has 2 3-point shot attempts that have fallen for her so far this afternoon. Gill tries to pass it down low. That goes off of Precious Martin. And now a little breakout for California once again. Here comes Glenn to the basket. Her layup attempt falls. And also she gets 1.
That's unfair. That is unfair. Mickey Glenn is just a special player. There's no human being should not be able to make that shot with contact. goes up with a nice little left-hand kiss off the glass, and she has a chance to tie the all-time foul shots. Let me see if I can say this correct way. Foul shots made record for California. She's currently one behind Kayla Smith, who was a great player in the latter part of the, the aughts, between like 2006 and 2009, I think she played.
She is one away from tying that record as she takes this shot, and it is going to fall. So she has tied that record now, and she is only a junior. Just keep that in mind as well. She is making these records count as a junior, not even near the end of her career just yet. So Seton Hill has possession. That is Kaufman just dribbling around. Nice moves right to the basket for two.
That's a nice little move by Jenna Kaufman with 1F. Doing a great job, a little spin move, and that's a tough shot. That's not an easy shot in that lane with California's defense buzzing around there. So good job for her to get Seton Hill on the board.
Just under 5 minutes here in this third quarter remain, as this is an over-the-back foul here against Seton Hill, and that is Kaufman taking it as the Vulcans are trying to get that down low to Sierra Barrett.
Yeah, that was that's going to bring us to our media timeout. And, you know, Damon, first 5 minutes and 9 seconds here, California leading 48-27, extending that lead. And you know what? You don't want to, say this game's over. California obviously, gave up a lead last time against Seton Hill, but you got to look at the schedule coming up. You got a game at Gannon. Hammermill Center is one of the toughest places to play in the PSAC. California won. They had to fight back. Again, they had to fight back off the ropes in that game. It's going to be a tough game. I think right now you may start looking at Coach Strom trying to experiment or do some stuff to get that team ready, game action, because you can practice things all you want, but you want to see if sets are going to work. Because honestly, Gannon and Seton Hill, there's some similarities with just the way that they play. They do a little zone defense. I think the biggest difference is Gannon has you don't hate to say it this way, they have better players. They have really good post players, and they have a little bit better speed at guard position than Seton Hill. So I would expect to see California try and experiment and do some, get ready for that game, because it's a tough stretch. You're at Gannon on Wednesday. You're at Mercyhurst, which is no gimme. Mercyhurst is playing better as of late. And then you have Edinburgh next week, and Edinburgh beat California up there at the start of the spring semester. So I think this last quarter and a half here in this game might be the last quote-unquote easy period you have in the game, because after those 3 games, you go right into PSAC playoffs, and right after that, the NCAA. So, and there's no easy games once you get to the end of February and early March. So, like I said, finish this one up, see if you can do some things, try some stuff out to get ready for Gannon Wednesday, and as we say, get on the road. There's some foul shots here for Sierra Barrett.
And she'll take her first one, and it is going to be no good, so she'll get another attempt here. But you're right, Gary, especially those 2 games coming up. Not only are they tough opponents, but you go up to Erie twice in 1 week.
Yeah, it's basically 6 hours on the road in 4 days, and, that's tough. We know it's tough because we're getting up there, but for the teams, they're getting up. They got to stretch, they got to play, and as she made 1 out of 2 to make it 49-27. Stretch, to play. Wednesday it's going to be tougher because you got the day of. Traditionally, if it's a 1 o'clock game in Erie, they would probably go up the night before. But that Wednesday game is going to be tough no matter what.
There's a shot attempt right there for Seton Hill. That was Hay. Gets her own rebound. It was blocked down, but she gives it to Mickey Glenn, and she steals it away once again. Bringing up the court in transition for the Vulcans. Sierra Barrett has it and loses possession, and there's going to be a foul called against Hay right here in Seton Hill. She grabbed the arm of Sierra Barrett. She tried to pass that.
Yeah, and originally I thought that might have been a generous call, but Hay kind of walked away thinking that there was no argument there, so obviously she got a little bit too much. And this is what I talked about a little bit before. If you're Seton Hill, you have California in the bonus, and, with the new rule changes, that's 2 foul shots for the next 4.5 minutes, basically, and that, you're giving California free points.
Yeah, Seton Hill definitely taking a few more fouls than California so far in this game. California only with 1 team foul here in this quarter as Sierra Barrett makes her first free throw attempt. She now has 13 points, and I know you and I talked at the beginning of the game who we thought was going to be pretty effective. You thought Mickey Glenn was going to go off. Well, Seton Hill's defended her well, and Sierra Barrett was my player that I thought would go off today, and so far she's behind Tara Parsons, but nonetheless, 14 points for her. She makes her second free throw right there.
Yeah, and it's been a team effort, too. I mean, there's really not one player obviously Tara Parsons is having a great game offensively, and on the glass, same thing with Sierra Barrett, but, everybody's playing well for California.
There's Seton Hill going to the basket once again. It was Kaufman as she falls down as she gets fouled going to the basket, so she's going to get a chance to shoot for a free throw or two here. That was an aggressive play by Kaufman, just driving to the basket.
Yeah, and she went right after Mickey Glenn, and Mickey Glenn did the right thing. She kind of let her go, put her hands up, just caught a little bit too much of the hip there because it was not an easy shot. So if there's no contact, that's probably going back the other way for an easy two for California. But as it is, Seton Hill is going to have a chance to add to their point total as they do right there to make it 51-28.
That's Kaufman making her first. She now at 7 on the afternoon, trying for 8 right here. Again, shooting right around 70% from the free throw line this season. And in and out, no good on that second attempt as Shatara Parsons will get the rebound, so California will bring it back up.
And Shatara Parsons inching ever closer to that double-double, 19 points, and at the half she had 5 rebounds. So I know for a fact she's had at least 2 here in the third quarter, so her and Sierra Baird might as well be nicknamed the walking double-doubles because that's pretty much what they average.
That's what they've been doing, especially the last couple games. As here is Sierra Baird taking a shot, no good, rebounded by Seton Hill. They have an advantage right here, going straight to the basket, and that shot is good for Torres as she gets the layup with the assist from Kaufman.
And that's rare. You see California gets trapped on a odd player break because they're so fast getting back, but California was all trapped underneath the basket, and Mickey Glenn was the lone Vulcan to try and stand up to the last stand of the 300, and Seton Hill got the basket.
And there is Shatara Parsons taking a shot, just rolls off the edge of the rim, and it's going to go back to Seton Hill, so they're gaining a little bit of traction right now. Getting a few shots fall. There's a good move by Hayes. She loses it, though, on that pass, and Oberfield tried to pick it up. It's rolling around down there in the court as we get a whistle right here.
I think this is going to be a foul against Seton Hill. No, they're going to get Sierra Barrett. That's a tough call to go against California. Sierra Barrett was on the ground. She had possession of the ball, so I don't know if maybe on the far side we didn't see she had some of the leg of the Seton Hill player or not, but that's going to be the third team foul against California. 3:06 left to go, and California had 21.
And Seton Hill get an opportunity to get a few more points to get back into this. Like you said earlier, it's not over by any stretch as Hay has it, trying to dribble around Jennings. She gets it out to Kaufman for 2 right there, and off the backboard. Good shot for Kaufman.
And I don't know if you can put it on there if you don't call bank, but that's a good shot. They count no matter how they go in.
And Jennings trying to drive down the baseline to get to the basket. We'll get a whistle right here. It's going to be a foul on Seton Hill, so that's going to send California to the line, I believe, right here once again.
That'll send Morgan Jennings to the line. I tell you what, that's good basketball by California. You know you're in the bonus. Seton Hill's on a little bit of run. Easiest way to stop the run is either a three-pointer or just do that. Go to the line and hopefully hit your foul shots there. But even if you go 50% from the line here in the remaining 2:47, you're going to extend this lead.
And Morgan Jennings there at the line misses her first one. She's looking for her first points of the afternoon, shooting 72% on the season. She isn't able to make either, but it's rebounded by California. Shatara Parsons gets yet another rebound.
Yeah, she's got to be around 7 or 8 now, maybe even 9 rebounds. So like I said, unless she gets pulled early just to rest some players, she's going to get that double-double, you would think.
She holds possession for a while. Mickey Glenn using that dribbling skill, trying to get around Seton Hill's defenders. Pass it back out. Sierra Barrett has it over to Parsons for 2, and she gets it to fall. She now has 21 in the game today.
Just a great afternoon by number 3 for California. She's really stepped up her game, not only this game, but this entire season.
And Kaufman once again for Seton Hill, finding an open spot for 2. No good, though. Rebounded by California. And Sierra Barrett getting that rebound. Mickey Glenn getting instructions from Coach Strom from the bench. As we get down underneath of 2 minutes here in the third quarter, California leading this 53-32. Down low, Sierra Barrett, good job catching that pass in, and she gets the easy lay-in for 2. She is just working that spot underneath the basket.
I tell you what, Sierra Barrett, I mean, for everything she does right, that's another thing that that's an unheralded part of her game. She's passing, getting assists from the high post to a low post player. That's unbelievable.
Now Hay driving to the basket for Seton Hill. Her layup attempt, no good. California to get the rebound. And still, they're just controlling the pace of play, bringing it up and doing what they want to do on offense, setting it up and making it happen.
You know what? It's one thing, is she getting a pass from the high post to low post and just getting it there. But that was on the money in transition.
Now Mickey Glenn open for 3, a little too strong on that one. So Seton Hill get the rebound as Torres picks it up and gives it over to Kaufman to bring it up the court. I'm sorry, Hay to bring it up the court.
And for the record, the phrase I was using is in stride, not in transition. Brain's starting to unfunction here as we go into the second half of the second half.
And there's a shot attempt for Seton Hill right there by Torres. It's rebounded there by Oberfield. She tries to take a shot. No good, but she is fouled on the play. So she'll get the chance to go to the line, as it was a shooting foul right there.
And that'll be the 4th team foul against California, and that'll be the 3rd team foul against, or the 3rd personal foul against Mickey Glenn. And you don't really see her rack up 3 or 4 fouls in a game very often.
Not normally. She is over there talking to the referee right now, as the first shot by Oberfield is good. She now has 7 points on the afternoon. And Gary, you haven't announced very often of late, so even if it does, you have a little bit of a brain fart here and there. It's all right. We're just glad to have you on the air with us here today. So
I'm waiting for you to start talking a little bit more here, so I can take a swig of my my Coke here to try and refresh as the Oberfield makes the 2nd foul shot. But those foul shots only get within 21 points. Like I said, California's been doing a great job of extending that lead and keeping Seton Hill over an arm's length as this second half goes on.
And we are underneath of a minute here in the 3rd quarter now, as California will bring up the ball for possession. And there on the court now is Emily Suckling, who checked in for California. She got a little bit of action in the first half. Precious Martin going for 2 right there. Her shot no good. She gets her own rebound, though. Aggressive play. So she'll get it back out to Mickey Glenn, and a fresh shot clock, as now there's only a second difference between game and shot clock, so California can basically hold for last possession.
That's just unbelievable. Great job by Precious Martin crashing the boards. And as you said, California going to be able just to run this clock out, get the last shot.
And Mickey Glenn did this at the end of the 2nd quarter as well. California kept for last possession, burned about 45 seconds as Precious Martin to the basket. Strong play for 2.
Well, she might as well be rewarded for that. That almost went in, but she might as well be rewarded for that great job of offensive hustle. And once again, the story of the game, one of the stories of the game, California just dominating the offensive glass. But you know what, Damon, I was thinking as we were talking, coming into this season, California, of course, defending Division II national champions. I mean, that run that they went on last year is going to live in the annals of California history, athletic history, for forever. But, coming into this season, there were some question marks. You lose Caitlin Fratz, who's an all-world player. You have Lana Doran, who's a key member of that team, basically out for the year with an injury. She should be back next year, which will be great. But coming into the season, a lot of question marks. You knew Sierra Barrett as a sophomore. She had a great freshman year, but you never know if there's going to be any regression or anything like that, especially she played volleyball this year, so you don't know coming into the beginning of the season what's going to happen. Tara Parsons and Precious Martin, they were kind of question marks coming into this year. They were highly recruited and had all the talent, but had yet to really put it together on the court. And a lot of that had to do with the players that they were playing behind. You have a lot of great players coming in, but their development this year has been one of the key reasons California is going to probably move to 18-5 overall and 15-4 in the PSAC.
And it's good to see, too, not only that, but you have a couple of other players that are also contributing as far as off the bench goes, and those are some of the freshmen they brought in this year as well. Abby Sporio, Emily Suckling, you can also Sammy Weiss. I mean, they don't get the big minutes like you see Mickey Glenn or Sierra Barrett or Paige Wright get, but they do get that time on the court, and they are contributing. They're getting on the court, they're getting their shots. Most of the time they're making them, so it is a whole team effort. You see those question marks that we had at the beginning of the year. They came in and do a great job, and then even the highly recruited freshmen that just started playing this year have contributed to this run that California's been on this season.
Yeah, we talk about all the time. This, now that we know this team is pretty much headed to the NCAA tournament, you don't want to look too far ahead because each year is special. But, next year this team's going to be even as special because, like I said, you're hopefully going to get Lana Dora back to where she was last year on the national title team. You're going to have Mickey Glenn as a senior, Sierra Bear as a junior, Tara Parsons, Precious Martin, Morgan Jennings, we see with the steal right there, she'll be a sophomore, and then plus whatever players are going to come in. So the future is super bright. I don't even know the phrase that's better than super bright for this California team.
There's one I forgot as well. Morgan Jennings, also a freshman, getting quite a bit of minutes this year. She has the ball right there, gives it down to Precious Martin after the steal by California, and another roll going California's way. Precious Martin, 6 points on the afternoon.
And that is just a nice little left-handed running jumper by Precious Martin. Just so much touch in that lane for a post player.
Now Gill has it. She's been controlling the offense for the most part when she's been on the court for Seton Hill. Gives it over, and now Laszlo has it. Back out to Torres. Torres loses the handle on the ball. Almost lost it out of bounds, but she keeps a hold. Shot clock down to 8. Down low, a pass trying to get to Gill, but it's over her head, out of bounds, so California gets the ball back again.
And something to look at, Damon, is we're in the last 9 minutes and 6 seconds of this game. California up by 25 points. We talked about it before. Coach Strom loves defense. That's pretty much her calling card. You better believe she's going to be telling her team, don't allow this team to score 50. Keep it under, do not allow them to score 16 points here in the last 9 minutes, because that, if you're not allowing a team to score 50, they're not beating you. There's a beautiful turnaround jumper by Sierra Barrett.
Sierra Barrett continues to add to her total, 18 points on the afternoon, and I'm sure California, if they can even keep the Seton Hill even below 45, that would be a huge accomplishment going forward, as they have this game well in hand for the most part right now. Seton Hill has it, though. Kaufman trying to dribble around Mickey Glenn. She just can't find a lane, but still using those spin moves. Wide open, finds Green right there. Gives it back to Kaufman. 7 to shoot. Kaufman just can't seem to find an open lane, and California's going to steal it away again.
I'll tell you what, Seton Hill trying to do the right thing, pass around California's defense, but California just too quick. That last pass, and too many California hands, and that's going to set California up, and Mickey Glenn doing probably the wise thing, kind of slowing it down a little bit.
They can burn some of this clock away, as there's Emily Suckling for a long three-point attempt just off the rim. Almost went in. We'll see Seton Hill bring it back up the court. Emily Suckling yet to get on the score sheet so far today. As Laszlo has it for Seton Hill. Gives it back over to Gill. Fakes the shot around Precious Martin. Again tries to fake, and there's going to be a foul on Precious Martin as she bumped in to Gill on that play.
Yeah, I think Precious Martin thought she had a little bit of help coming from the backside, but that little up and under move, a little hip check, and that's going to be a foul, as we got a substitution for Seton Hill. But the good thing is it looks like that was not a shooting foul, so California have a chance to defend here and hopefully cause a turnover here.
Yeah, Wells going off the court. Mifsud coming back on the court for Seton Hill. She's using her speed, try to get around Mickey Glenn possibly and help Seton Hill's offense. Aggressive defense. As that ball thrown right off of the body of Precious Martin, as Martin and Barrett were guarding against any passes right there.
And that does not feel good. I can assure you, getting hit in the stomach with a basketball.
They'll knock the wind right out of you, that's for sure. As Gill gets the inbounds, goes down low to Kaufman, who was open. Emily Suckling just couldn't catch up with her, as Kaufman now has double digits for Seton Hill, 11 on the afternoon.
Yeah, Suckling just got caught up in a high screen, a little backdoor cut there. Really nothing she do. She defended as well as she could, but just good execution by Seton Hill on that trip down the court.
And down low, Sierra Barrett jumping up to get that ball once again. An awkward shot as she is fouled right there. That was Laszlo that's fouled her. She can't believe it, and she's going to go to the line.
Well, Sierra Barrett, I mean, she definitely absorbed contact. I thought it was good position by Laszlo, but just the fact she got that shot up and almost going in is unbelievable for Sierra Barrett. Just unbelievable.
Pretty much throwing that ball behind her. She was falling backwards towards the basket. So her first shot attempt here is good. Sierra Barrett now one shot away from getting to 20 points on the afternoon. That'd be 2 players with 20 or more points for California this afternoon. As Shatara Parsons already has 21. Sierra Barrett's second free throw attempt is good, so she now has hit 20 points. So 41 points coming from 2 players for California this afternoon.
Just a great job by California. Just great team effort right now. And you're going to have a chance to get a couple more players into double figures. Mickey Glenn has 8. Precious Martin has 6. So wouldn't surprise me if you see both those players get to the double-digit mark here in the as this game ends. There's a nice defensive play by California.
As that was Precious Martin just underneath the basket open. And this is Jennings going to the basket. Her layup attempt for 2, no good. Another shot by Martin is no good. So quickly Seton Hill comes back up the court. A rare time California's missed 2 shots as Gill goes towards the basket, but she is going to get the charging foul called on her, as underneath the basket, Sierra Barrett had her feet set.
Yeah, that was just great defense position and kind of bad offense for Seton Hill, because Sierra Barrett, it's not like that was a bang-bang play. There was 3 or 4 steps that Sierra Barrett's not moving. You have a chance, if you're an offensive player, to either pull up for a jumper or dish it instead of just barreling in to the defense play, especially in this game. That's about the 4th or 5th charging call we've seen against both teams, so that's just not a good offensive possession for Seton Hill.
And possibly a little bit of frustration showing for Seton Hill now in this game, with California well in command. As Mickey Glenn has it for the offense now. Sammy Weiss on the court for California, one of those freshmen we talked about. Emily Suckling throws up a shot for 2. It's off the side of the backboard, no good. Seton Hill's going to pick it back up.
Sammy Weiss, a local product from, she went to Avella High School. Highly touted scorer in high school, so great to see her.
Going to the basket for Seton Hill right there is Hay with a nice little kiss off the glass for 2. That's her first 2 points of the day. So Mickey Glenn Brings it back, and of course California, like you said, trying to hold to that goal, keep Seton Hill below 50. Still doing a good job at that, up 63-38. Here is Semi Weiss for three, and it circles in, and that is good.
And that's what you like to see. Sammy Weiss, doesn't get a lot of playing time, makes a big three, and the bench are up. So that means that the entire team is invested in this game. There's no one sitting down just looking at the clock saying, hey, let's get out of here. We got, almost a 30-point lead. They're trying to keep everyone involved because it's a team effort at this time of year.
There's some good passing, and also running along the baseline for Seton Hill is Hay. Just got her first 2 points on the previous shot. Now she got 3 right there.
And that's going to be a timeout quickly called by Seton Hill to reset, and that'll bring us to our final media timeout with California leading 65-41 and pretty much in control. I mean, it's a pretty sizable lead. You got to feel pretty good if you're California. But Damon, last couple games here in the final stretch. Tough 2 games coming up. Wednesday at Seton Hill. No, we're at Seton Hill now. Wednesday at Gannon. Next Saturday at Mercyhurst, and then at home against Edinburgh.
Yeah, those, again, we can't stress enough how important those games are. California is in first place, but you do have to worry about IUP is right behind you in the standings, and you have those teams trailing you. As a matter of fact, one of those teams that we got to play, Gannon, is right behind as well. So those are games you just must win, more or less, if you want to keep that bye going into the first round of the playoffs there the last weekend of February.
Yeah, the remaining schedule, I mean, there's not a game left on the schedule that the team is not fighting for a playoff spot. Seton Hill 9-9. They're in 5th place right now. Mercyhurst next week's 9-9 as of today. They're tied for 5th place. Gannon right now a game behind you in 3rd place because they don't have the tiebreaker against IUP. And the other thing, too, the first regional rankings come out this Monday or late Monday, early Tuesday. And, as we all know in Division II athletics, the regional rankings are better or more important than the national rankings. The top 8 teams get in. 3 conference champions will get automatic buys. So, you want to make sure your resume is solid just in case there's an upset, because there have been times where, a number 1 seed has not won and they ended up being on the bubble and not in the tournament because, there's not an easy out in the NCAA tournament at the Division II level. Nice defense by Seton Hill.
There's a good steal as they're implementing the full court press. That was Kaufman for 2, and now Mickey Glenn off of that turnover and quick 2 for Seton Hill brings it up the court as quickly as possible to avoid another one.
You know what? We talked about, California trying to maybe do some things to get ready for Gannon, but Seton Hill, this opportunity to get ready for the rest of their season. We just mentioned they're fighting for a playoff spot. These 2 teams could play again in 2 weeks. You never know.
There's Emily Suckling taking a shot for 3, and now she gets on the score sheet with a 3-point shot. So Weiss and Suckling going for those deep shots.
I tell you what, we had the opportunity to talk to Emily Suckling on the coach show this week. She's a freshman, but as Coach Strom, and any coach like say this time of year, there's no freshman, but you got the sense she was not overwhelmed by coming on to the defending national champion. She played on some great amateur teams down there in Australia, and has really found a home here with this California team this season.
There's a nice pass down low to Oberfuel, but her shot is over top of the rim and no good, so California will pick that back up as, again, Seton Hill looking like they are preparing for their games upcoming. Some good passing we're seeing here in the last 5 minutes of the game.
And there's a good chance that rebound by Shatara Parsons, if that's credited as a rebound, will be her 10th. So I'm pretty confident the thing shows a double-double. Another big 3 by Suckling.
And it goes in and out as it's rebounded, though, by Weiss. Tries to get a hook shot for a layup attempt. It is no good and passed back out to Mickey Glenn, so a couple of missed opportunities, but California still holding possession.
All because of an offensive rebound. Just pounding the glass against the Seton Hill team.
Now Weiss has it down low again to Suckling. It's only for 2 as her foot was on the line. No good, but again rebounded, and there is going to be a foul called on Seton Hill right here.
It's not a stretch to say that California, in theory, could run out the final 3:45 of this game without making a basket, just maintaining possession with offensive rebounds, because there's been about 2 or 3 instances of the game where they've held the ball for over a minute in the offensive end. And, they've put up 68 points. So that's basically 3 minutes of game time where nothing's happening. They're keeping possession, keeping Seton Hill from scoring. They're making points. Their defense has led to offense with transition as we have a timeout here on the court. And, this is probably one of the most complete games we've seen from California this year.
Yeah, that's the key to a lot of effective basketball. As long as you're able to hold possession of the ball, you dictate the game. You're able to, score on offense, or if you're holding it on defense, and you're doing a good job with that. So if you're holding onto the ball, you're more or less in control of the game, no matter what the situation.
Well, especially this time of year. I mean, as you get closer to the end of the season and into playoffs, tournament basketball is possession basketball. Every possession is so important. I mean, 30-second shot clock, you might think, oh, there's going to be a lot of possessions, but really, if you're not careful with your possessions and you're just giving away possessions in transition for easy points, you're not going to come out with a win. Your season's going to be over late February, early March. So that's what's so impressive about this California team. They've been able to dictate the tempo of this game in every phase, on their rebounding, their defense, their offensive set, and they're going to be a tough out in this year's tournament.
And the inbound, Sierra Barrett had it. She goes toward the basket, but they're going to say no shot as she traveled with the ball right there. She did go up and down just a little bit, and I guess the referee caught that.
Yeah, I think there might have just been a little bit of light underneath that left foot as she went up in the air. There's plenty of light in this gym. That's one of the other unique features of this gym. A lot of windows around the upper part, a lot of natural light.
And Oberfield's pass really hard there for Kaufman. Went off the backboard and stayed in bounds. It was ticketed to go out of bounds, but stayed in. California now has possession of it. Mickey Glenn bringing it around, give it to Sammy Weiss. They're playing the cycle right here. Suckling's going to drive to the basket, do a little floater for two. Just perfect touch for Emily Suckling.
And I don't think she really was looking at scoring on that position. I think she was looking at drive and kick, but, when the defense parts like the Red Sea, you got to put up that little left-handed floater.
70 points for California now on the afternoon. As driving to the basket for Seton Hill along the baseline is Kaufman. She passes it back out to Gill, who throws up a layup attempt. A little too strong. Rebounded by California. Once again, Sierra Barrett got that rebound.
And she's got to be close to a double-double as well in this game. I mean, 20 points. I think she had 4 rebounds in the first half. I don't have my notes in front of me right now, but she's had at least 4 or 5 here in the second half.
Tara Parsons going straight to the basket. That was ball, I guess, right there is what the referee said, but nonetheless, she kept a hold of it and went for another shot attempt for 2 as she got it to fall.
And how disheartening is that if you're a defensive player? You got a great clean block on Tara Parsons. She corrals it and puts it right in like nothing happened. I mean, that's a punch to the gut if you're a defensive player.
And you could hear that contact made from up here where we are standing as this pass is going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Vulcans, so Seton Hill will hold possession. And we're going to get a full sail change for the most part for Seton Hill as they pretty much are going to get some of their other players some action in the last 2 minutes and 11 seconds of this game.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Seton Hill emptying the bench here. A lot of new faces. And really, you can say California, you still have Mickey Glenn out there, Tara Parsons, but the bench isn't that deep. I mean, as we mentioned earlier with some of the injuries coming into this game, I think about the only other player you might see is Morgan Jennings, as she's at the scores table.
And there's a shot for 3, no good, rebounded by Gill. That was deep for Seton Hill taking it. Now Emily Suckling gets the ball straight to the basket, wide open, and she, coming off the bench, now has 7 points in this game.
Unbelievable. Like I said, she is not playing like a freshman. Like I said, this time of year, you've pretty much graduated to another level in your basketball career, and like I said, I don't think the stage is too big for her right now.
There's a deep three-point shot attempt by Torres right there, and it falls. Nice shot.
Talk about the stage not being too big. That was a nice little 3-point shot off the screen on the far wing. That's not an easy shot.
And she had a hand in her face as well on that one. Suckling has it now, gets it down to Parsons. Thought about it for a second, got it out to Weiss. Now Suckling's controlling the offense. Mickey Glenn referring to her in this situation here late in the game. Usually that's Mickey Glenn's spot. You see Weiss's shot no good, rebounded by Parsons, and we'll get a whistle right here as Parsons was fouled.
And Parsons will have a chance to get 2 more foul shots. She's at 23 points right now. I believe she has a double-double. We don't have live stats in front of us today, but just a phenomenal effort for her as the first one's off and no good. And substitution again, and Morgan Jennings will come in for Tara Parsons should she make this shot. Another thing when I used to play, another thing I used to do if I knew I was coming out, would not make the foul shot. Not that I had the skill to make or not make it at will, but it was a lot easier to not make it and stay in the game than try and make it.
And get another shot attempt that way, of course. And we saw a nice round of applause there for the senior Jaren Gill in her last game here at home, as there's a save right there by Precious Martin and another attempt at a save, but they're going to say she was out of bounds there. Seton Hill, that was Maggie McLaughlin trying to save it, but she stepped 1 foot just out of bounds. So California will get possession, 1:04 remaining in this game.
And now Tara Parsons sits down, and she's getting a nice round of applause from the California faithful on the bench, and that's what you like to see. Like I said, the bench is still invested in this game, up big. That's the mark of a good team. Like I said, this team is really come together. As there's another 3-point attempt.
Yeah, no good, rebounded by Seton Hill originally, but then picked up again by Precious Martin. So California going to hold on to possession. And you can see on the bench they're invested, but they're also just having fun. They're relaxed. They're enjoying just being able to play basketball and be effective as a team.
Yeah, like I said, when we got here to set up, I mean, they were waving at us coming in because we see them a lot. They were joking around with each other. You know, I've been around enough games. You know, if you see a team tense, a good team tense, they're not going to play well. And this team is just, I think this team is Mickey Glenn, nice little layup, and that should get her to 10 points. You know, this team plays better if they're loose. Just the personalities, go out there, have fun. You know, they're confident what they know. Obviously, the players that were here last year know what they can accomplish. They trust each other. They've gelled well with the new players, as that's going to pretty much do it. But like I said, if you're going to get hot, this is the time of year to get hot, as we're coming towards the end of February.
And another big win here for California as the clock does expire, as they are going to continue to put the pressure on IUP, Gannon, and anyone else behind them here in the standings. They win this one 76-46, a 30-point margin of victory here today.
And they kept Seton Hill under 50 points. Like I said, defense has been Coach Strom's calling card since she's been on the job here at California. And every time we're on the coach's show, she always kind of gives me a look if I don't include a big defensive highlight, because she likes defense. She knows that defense will win championships and take you deep into the season. And, you know, that's 2 games in a row. They don't allow a team to get to 50 points. Because 45 points on Wednesday, 46 today. You know, they're hitting on all cylinders, and hopefully they can keep this ride going into hopefully late March.
Well, that'll do it for us here then from the McKenna Center as the California Vulcans win in commanding fashion 76-46. Again, our next broadcast will be this Wednesday up in Erie, so stay tuned for that one. But for now, for myself, Damon Madsen, for Gary Smith, we thank you for joining us and watching this game. We'll see you next time here on CUTV.